When it comes to reselling, understanding materials is everything, especially when either adding value to an already great piece or giving value to a more style-based pickup. In today's video, I'm going to break down 4 high-quality materials that you should be looking out for on your next sourcing trip and how to actually use those materials to market your items. Hi everybody, my name is Bethany and I, along with my husband Sean, run Trash Pandas Thrift. We are a 6-figure reselling business, and on this YouTube channel, we share with you all of the tips, tricks, and our experiences, all so that you can start and grow your very own reselling business too. And today's video is one I have been looking forward to for so long. This is going to be an overview as to why material-based sourcing is so important, with examples of 4 high-quality materials that I personally use, as well as the keywords that I use that I think help propel my material-based sourcing to style-based sourcing. It is so intertwined. Now, why is understanding materials so important? It can either A, give value to an already great piece, lift up that value when you already have a great brand, you already have a great sell-through rate item, or it can give value to an item that may otherwise not. It can be the defining factor in whether or not you pick an item up if there is a certain material, because that certain material can mean that you can market your item with a certain style, aesthetic, or keyword that can give your items even more value. As you can see, it is super intertwined for me, and you can up your keyword game, you can up your marketing game in your reselling stores just by focusing on. So let's talk about it. The 4 materials I want to talk about today are going to include not just why they provide value, but how, through the certain keywords and the marketing tactics that you can use using those materials to uplift the value of your items. Now, the first one I want to talk about is silk. This is one that we definitely need to talk about, not only why it adds value to items, but how you can actually feel the difference. For a lot of the things I'm going to talk about today, if you guys don't know, I am a mostly Goodwill outlet, like 99% of the time, shopper. I go to somewhere called the Goodwill Bins. If you have never heard of it, I highly recommend you check out the videos on our channel that we've done already. We've done quite a few videos in a series of Goodwill outlet tips videos from beginner to advanced. We have an even more advanced video that will be coming out in the future, and that is going to be talking about what I'm going to allude to right now. The best way to source through materials is with your fingers. And just like I talked about on our last video, sourcing with your hands is absolutely everything because it lets you source by materials. Silk is a big one because I'm often sourcing for a certain satin texture. With a lot of different style aesthetics, having a satin, a chiffon type, usually you would think it's made out of silk, is important. It often will add value to a piece. However, sometimes you go to touch that item and you're like, that's not silk, that's polyester, because satin can be polyester and silk, right? And the difference is in the feeling. You can feel it when you're in a bin and you see something that's satin, maybe it shines, it like catches the light a certain way. You can literally feel if it's silk or polyester or not. Once you over and over feel both of them, you can feel the difference. Now, this is important because silk lends so much value in different style aesthetics. We just put out a video all about whimsigoth. This is huge. We talked about Y2K slip dresses, 90s and Y2K prom dresses. Those are a huge bolo already by themselves, right? We talked about things like vintage Sue Wong. Now add in silk, add in that silk chiffon to that item, and now you have even more value when it comes to those types of style aesthetics like whimsigoth. And this is a clue into the next video we're going to be doing on different style aesthetics, fairy. Silk is huge. Materials and style aesthetics go hand in hand. The better the style-based piece, if the better the material is. And that is certainly the case with silk, whimsigoth, and fairy items. We'll definitely be talking more about fairy and silk fairy items at length in another video all about that, but it was definitely worth pointing out as a note. Now, the next material I want to talk about is linen. And this is everything right now. In the current season we are in, I'm filming this July 31st of 2024. This is everything all summer for me, and honestly all year. Linen will uplift value in brands known for natural materials, right? Like think brands like Eileen Fisher. When you have a brand that's known to be made of high quality fabrics, when you have linen, it even uplifts that value even more. And that's not only the case for brands that might have a good sell-through rate already, this is also the case for style-based sourcing. Linen in summer is everything to my style-based sourcing method, and it's one of my favorites. Another example is maxi dresses in the summer that are 100% linen, I'm grabbing. Like, no matter the brand, if I see a maxi dress and it is 100% linen, that is it. That is a bread and butter item for my business every single year without fail, because it's a high quality material plus a substantial piece, like we like to say on this channel. That is everything. That is a style-based pickup so influenced by that material. The linen plus that maxi length makes that item have value. That is exactly what I mean when I'm saying that you're taking that material and you're taking that style, you're meshing them together, they're having a baby, and that is a value in your listings. Now, you can take that together, and now you need that next piece, right? We always like to talk about with style-based sourcing and material-based sourcing. It's one thing to be able to actually identify, all right, it's a good style, it's a good material. How do I get this sold? Keywords, style aesthetics. When I'm thinking about natural fabrics, especially like linen, my brain can immediately go to pattern recognition, and that is entirely how I recommend you do the same. Natural meets natural. So a natural fiber like linen, I'm thinking natural keywords. Keywords like boho, like cottagecore. Cottagecore is such a good one. That is one of the first videos we ever did on style aesthetics, and I highly encourage you to check that one out too. I think the way I explained that one is actually the natural world meets feminine. So you truly can word associate in your head what materials are natural, what keywords are natural, and that is how you can combine them together. Another really great one is breathable. You can think about the actual fabric in its essence, and then you can think in the natural keyword realm. It is all pattern recognition. Now, the next one. This is wool. This is everything. As we are going into fall and winter, wool sweaters are my bread and butter. They have been for years. If they are 100% wool, that is even better. We've talked about it a little bit before in a fall bolo video, but grandpa sweaters are my everything. Everything. My bread and butter every single winter. That is a style. That is a trend. That is a style aesthetic and a keyword you could use in a listing, right? Grandpa. Now, I can have a sweater that is not wool, and it can still be a grandpa sweater, a 90s style grandpa sweater. Then, if I add wool in there, I am uplifting that item even further. It is not just about the one keyword that I can use to give value to an item, it's how many can I stack. The more that I can stack on top of each other, the more value that item will have, and materials are a great way to stack. Grandpa plus wool means I can list that item for even more than I would if it was a grandpa sweater that was just 100% polyester or just 100% acrylic. It has value that is intrinsic. Now, there are certain brands that are definitely even bolos for their higher quality wools. Another great one is Made in Ireland knits. This is the biggest rabbit. You can just fall down the rabbit hole with this one. Wool, as we get into fall and winter, is going to be anything wool I'm picking up, I am looking at. That is why I highly suggest you, as you're sourcing, you use your hands. That way, if you're feeling something and it feels high quality, you feel that knit, it feels heavy, it feels textured, it feels like wool, that's your sign to take it. Take another look at it, right? I'm not saying bring every single wool piece home. That is your signifier. That is your signifier that you might have a high quality item, and can you stack other keywords on top of it? Or is it a great brand? And that adds even more value. And now the last material I want to talk about today is cashmere. Cashmere or cash money? That was so bad. You know what? Sean's not going to edit that out, but it's true. Cashmere is cash money. I always like to say that. Cashmere in my head, just like pattern recognition, is a luxury fabric. When I think cashmere, I just think luxury, and it is a bolo for winter. 100% cashmere specifically adds so much value to different brands, to different pieces, to luxury designer brands. For example, like Theory. I looked up how much a cashmere sweater retails from Theory the other day, and I was shocked. Like, legitimately shocked. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a single cashmere sweater from Theory. That's where we come in. We can take those luxury fabrics and offer them at a price that honestly people cannot resist. Because the retail is normally so high on luxurious fabrics like cashmere, it even adds value to brands that are not otherwise bolos. Like, honestly, Charter Club. In the winter, that is still something that I am picking up. Bread and butter brands that normally otherwise wouldn't have a ton of value, when you can add 100% cashmere plus different trends, different style aesthetics, and different keywords. Like I said before, luxury. That in itself is a keyword. It's a keyword I would use in my title. In the same title, I would put for 100% cashmere item. And not only that, luxury and different types of luxury keywords and style aesthetics have been huge. It is a way to combine the value from the material of 100% cashmere with a style aesthetic that is in demand. Keywords like quiet luxury are a super great one, and that is just pattern recognition again. When you see a luxurious fabric like cashmere, you can add it to that old money quiet luxury style aesthetic, and together you have a valuable item. And I know I make it sound simple, but the more you do it, the patterns become simpler. This will take your sourcing and it will explode it. I highly recommend you go down the rabbit holes of all of these materials even further and look up those Irish knits. And honestly, you'll probably find ones that I have never even heard of. This is one of my favorite ways to go into style-based sourcing and to expand my sourcing method, my sourcing realm. And it's why I wanted to bring it to you today in a fresh light. I hope that maybe it brings it up to you in a way that you haven't thought about before, in how you can use materials, material-based sourcing to uplift the value of your items even further. I hope this was helpful, you guys. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe down below. We will definitely be coming out soon as our next style aesthetic video with Fairy, and you will definitely hear more from me all about Fairy and Silk, because spoiler alert, it's probably one of my favorites, so I'm super pumped. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.